Hello, children. Very warm welcome to the very first class of Vedic Maths. I'm sure you're equally excited as us to kickstart this learning journey. Before we start on actual maths, let's revise. I know revision is a little boring, but let's make it very quick. Okay. Vedic maths was formulated by Bharati Krishnatirtha Swamiji. It has 16 main sutras and 13 sub-sutras that help speed up arithmetic calculations. Now, let's revise the number system. Okay. Before that, let's see how would we be learning. Okay. So we will pick one sutra every day. We learn with examples, practice the exercises, post your doubts on the website, post your answers for the practice questions on Saturdays, and visit our fact page for general queries. Okay, so now let's jump on to revising our number system. Okay, number system is the base for any mathematics. So the number system that we follow skips by one, isn't it? The numbers goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. So you must be knowing numbers up to 100 or 500, depending on which class you are, right? Do you wonder how did this number system form? Okay, so after 9 what? So our Indian mathematicians, they came up with an idea to increase the countability. Okay, so what did they do? They saw that there was only one digit. Okay, and they could count only up to 9. Now what they did was they pushed this 1 to left and replaced it with a shunya or nothing. There is nothing. Okay, 0. So this became 10. Now their countability increased. Now they could replace this 0 with 1, 2, 3, repeat, then push the 2, sorry, to the left, and again replace the 2 with a 0, right? So they could increase the countability with this, right? So let's see the number table. So you are very familiar with this number table, right? So for few of you it must be boring as well, but let's see. We have certain observations, basic behaviors of these numbers, and there are some relationships. Let's observe what it is. Okay, so after 10 we just saw how 10 arrived. So after 10 it is 11. So what happens here is the 1 pushed to left remains there and the numbers start repeating. So it became, you pull up the 1 from above to here, becomes 11, right? So same is with next number. 1 remains in the pushed place and 2 drops down. So is 13, right? 3 comes down and 1 remains in the tens place. And so is 14 and so on, right? So and there is another observation that we have to notice here. Okay, were you able to see what is the next observation? Look column wise. When you look column wise, there is 1, there is 11, there is 21, there is 31, right? So what is happening? It is keeping in tens. 1 plus 10 happens to be 11, right? So how are you adding up? The previous, look for one more example. 12 plus 22. 12 plus 10 happens to be 22, right? So 12 the one that you pushed, okay, when you added a 10, goes to the next number and the unit place, unit digit remains the same. Look here, 32 plus 10 is 42. 33 plus 10 is 43. So it's easy, right? Whenever you get to add a 10, next time when someone asks you to add a 10, what will you do? You will just move the tens place by 1 and retain the unit place, right? For example, 41 plus 10, what would you do? 4 becomes 5 and 1 remains the same. So 41 plus 10 is 51. Easy, isn't it? Now, it's a small story time. Okay. In the past, India was widely spread. It was called Bharatakanda, or Khanda means continent. We shared borders with Arab, Europe. We had vast knowledge and we had wise men. At that time, Western world, they had limited counting. They used Roman number system and they could count only till 3999 with the symbols that they had, and you see the symbol is so complex out here, right? In 770 AD, that is around 1200 years ago, an Indian mathematician named Kanka, he introduced the Indian number system to Arabs. In those times, right, even in ancient India, Indians could count in millions and trillions and thousands of trillions. Okay. So when this Arab people started knowing about this Indian number system, there was a mathematician from Europe, Fibonacci. You might have heard about Fibonacci series, right? So the person of that fame, Fibonacci, he was touring Arab during that time, and he learned this Indian number system from Arabs and introduced the same in Europe. And after he introduced, it took almost 200 years for the West to move into the new number system. We feel proud about Indians, right? So let's get back to our number system revision. Okay, so in the number system we saw this number table. Okay, now let's put it into a put the 10 numbers into a circle like this. Okay, divide the circle into 10 parts, okay, symmetrically on both sides. So 1 2 3 4 comes on the right side and 6 7 8 9 comes on the left side. 10 and 5 forms the center. Okay, now if we observe this circle, if we start drawing lines, okay, just observe this. Do you see 9 and a 1? When you add up, it forms a 10. 8 and a 2. When we add up, it forms a 10. So is 7 and 3, 6 and 4. And there is one more pair, which is 5 and a 5. Right? So there are 5 pairs of numbers from 1 to 10 that adds up to 10. Right? Easy to remember? So we can put down this thing into a table as well, like this. 1 and a 9 forms a 10, 2 and a 8 forms a 10, 3 and a 7 forms a 10, so do 4 and 6, and 5 and 5, and the rest is repetition with reversing the numbers, right? So remember this table and practice this table. We will be using this for quick maths in our coming sessions. Okay, so children, it's the end of this session, and What do we practice from today's class? Summary of today's class. Okay, you got to practice these things when you do your school maths. First thing we learned is any number plus a 10. How do we calculate it quickly? The tens place digit, you increment it by 1, or you take the next number and then retain the unit place digit. For example, 32 and a 10. 3 becomes 4 and 2 is retained. The answer is 42. 87 plus 10. 8 becomes 9. 7 is retained. The answer is 97. Okay. The second thing that we learned was from digits 1 to 10. There are 5 pairs of numbers which add up to 10. 1 and a 9, 2 and a 8, 3 and a 7, 4 and a 6, 5 and a 5. And we put down this in a table like this. Okay, so practice well. Apply these adding 10 techniques during your school maths. Let's meet you in the next class. Have a great time until then. Bye.